Welcome to another edition of the Business and Personal Podcast, where we bring you closer to the people that you do business with. And we're thrilled to have Kendra Johnson on with us today. She is the owner of Whole Body Wellness Aesthetics. They're based out of Spokane, and business that's continuing to grow and doing great things for people, and in a new location now. So we'll be talking about that. But first of all, Kendra, I know you've been very busy with this move, so thanks for joining us here in your busy time.
Thanks for having me. We're excited to share what we do.
So it's a business and personal podcast. So I want our listeners and viewers to learn a little bit more about you first. So give me an idea a little bit about your background, what led you to where you're at today, and you had kind of a personal journey that led you to that point as well.
I did. Thank you. Yes. So I'm a nurse practitioner. I started out in nutrition before I was a nurse practitioner. I was a dietitian. I'm also a personal chef. I set out with a goal for how to teach people wellness, how to incorporate good food into their lives, and felt a little frustrated with kind of the avenues that I was in. So I decided to go to nursing school. And through that journey, I became a nurse practitioner. Right about the time I was just starting out as a nurse practitioner, I was also delivering babies as a midwife and got injured and was told that I'd never work again. And so with the diagnosis of, chronic pain and injury, I set out sort of into alternative medicine and wellness to heal myself. And so having the background of food and kind of pain management is what I got into. I decided that there needed to be some options out there for people for health and longevity. And so I created part-time initially a clinic about wellness and healing. And in that, we also stepped into aesthetics. So looking good and feeling good at the same time. So now we have grown the clinic over 5.5 years. We just moved into a new location, doubled our space. And so I am the primary provider here. I have 4 nurses and a medical assistant. And we focus on hormones, weight loss, longevity, detox, chelation. And then we also offer aesthetics as far as Botox, filler, lasers. And we're just starting kind of a neurotoxicity cellular health branch with some machines like hyperbaric, red light therapy, PEMF, which is a magnetic pulse machine.
Wow, got a lot going on there. No doubt about that. I think looking good, feeling good, longevity, those sorts of things are always of interest to people. So, what you do is never going to lose interest among your potential customers. There's no doubt about that. So, what would you say are some of your more popular services right now that you're offering?
I think, the traditional Botox and filler is always, a regular demand. Weight loss and hormones is definitely the other half of that. People really are realizing that anywhere from your 30s on that you can feel better. We're exposed to a lot in our food and our environment that is making us not as optimized as we used to be as far as how our hormones are, our insulin resistance, the inability, no matter how hard you try to lose weight, you're doing all the right things and it's just not changing. And so having options available, programs, coaching, that's really, the other emerging part of our practice.
Well, you don't grow like you have and go to bigger locations like that unless you're treating people right, you're doing the right things. And I know one thing that you talk about a lot is just the personal approach. Everybody's completely different. So you can't just have a cookie cutter for every single person. So, for example, the semaglutide, a very popular weight loss drug right now, I know is one thing that you offer. And not everybody pays careful attention to specific doses for specific people. Sometimes it's just, here it is, take it and lose weight. But you really dial down and spend more time with being specific on that, correct?
We do. We believe in the smaller microdosing initially for people. We focus on fat loss and muscle maintenance versus pounds lost. And so we draw labs. We really look at the person as a whole, what they're doing, what their struggle is, what the resistance is to losing weight, their thyroid, their vitamins, and then we personalize a plan for them as well as utilizing a body composition machine to help guide our dosing on what they're losing, what is it composed of, muscle versus fat, optimizing their food and eating, and making sure that we're getting fat loss versus muscle loss so that they don't have the rebound weight gain. And then putting them on a maintenance plan once they, whether that's continuing semaglutide long-term in small doses or transitioning them off of it and onto other things.
What is it about the semaglutide that makes it so successful? So many people are taking it right now and having great success with it.
I think that it's a real important tool as far as some of the side effects that people experience is feeling full faster. Other people experience, decreased appetite, decreased food noise and cravings where they feel like they have a better relationship with food. 30% of people don't get those side effects. So for them, it's really just having a tool that improves their insulin sensitivity and really capitalizes on fat loss.
For someone like you, you've been in this field for so long, but it is just constantly changing. It seems like there's always new things that are emerging out there. So how do you go about just staying on top of the times and making sure you're always offering the best products for your customers?
Well, we really focus on education. So my team and I every month have 1 to 2 seminars, webinars, or traveling to places for furthering our education. I have joined a mastermind group of like-minded individuals and business practice owners who do what I do. And we all talk about best practice, what's next, what are you seeing, how can we do this better? And, cases that maybe don't go well, how can we improve our practice continuously to meet the best needs of our clients?
You're in the business of making people look and feel better, which has got to be very rewarding to just see their satisfaction when you have a successful customer. But I'm going to put you on the spot here. If you can recall one of any of the services that you offer, just one success story that really stands out that still warms your heart to this day.
Oh, I actually have so many of those. We just had somebody this week who came in who was feeling pretty frustrated that the scale wasn't moving and that they didn't feel like their body was changing. And in a month on our body composition scale, they had actually lost 8 pounds of fat and gained 7 pounds of muscle. So they had completely changed their diet. They had added weight resistant training, focused on getting more protein, and had really done all the steps we recommended. And really, for us, those results blew them out of the water. Seeing that when you increase your muscle mass that much, you increase your metabolism for long-term and longevity. And then to have that much fat loss, even though the scale didn't change, she only changed by 0.9 of a pound. But her body composition change was enormous. And she was so excited. She was, she said, from here on, I'm a believer. The scale doesn't matter. It's like, the scale doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's what's got to be so cool. Just thinking about it's like you're putting the pieces of the puzzle together almost. Every situation is different. That keeps you on your toes, right? It'd be a boring job if you had the same solution for everybody and it always worked for everybody, right?
Agree.
So anybody that's still listening to this is certainly interested in your services. So what is the best way for them to get in touch with you and get started with the process?
They can either get on our website and send us an inquiry with their information. You can text our office directly. Our phone number is on our website, but it's also 509-795-2025. We do primarily texting, but we also do phone calls. And the first thing to do is to get on with me, either telemed or in person, for a consultation. We see what's appropriate for you, what things we need to evaluate, and in what order we do them in. And then from there, we get you into the program that's going to be most successful.
Fantastic. Well, again, Kendra, thanks so much for joining us here. We'll put all your contact information on the screen for the YouTube viewers. And if you're listening to it, the YouTube link will be in the show notes, so you can figure out how to get a hold of Kendra. So congratulations on the move, the bigger space, and just onward and upward for you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you having me.